And as you'll guess, a lot of this vlog is going to be me showing the amazing fruit out here. This stuff I love. This is pomelo, as we just have a wander through the park here. So good. I just want to show you some of the stuff I'm getting up to here, some of the grub that I'm eating, some of the stuff I'm doing, of course, to stay in shape, make healthy choices out here. A good session, did a little back stuff. That was BTC Gym, Bangkok Training Center in the Asok area. It's a pretty good gym. Try and get everything in a forkful here. Here we go. This looks great. This is a sort of quinoa chickpea, you know, sushi type bowl, I think. Yeah, that's really good. All right, just exploring Lumpini Park here. Got the water, essential in these hot climes. Don't get depressed as you're exploring around. Keep sipping on that water, keeps you hydrated. And that restaurant I just went to is called Veganery. And I've been a couple of times. They've got a couple of them throughout the city. Really good food. They have clean options as well, as I've just shown you. Of course, they got the obligatory, you know, burgers, vegan pizza and desserts and sweet treats and that kind of thing. But some really clean dishes. And they also do a lot of veganized versions of Thai dishes as well, of which I've had a few and they've been amazing. The tom yum soup, really, really good. So highly recommend. And obviously, you know, I'm looking at that bowl today, for example. I'm looking at that dressing. I'm looking at that sauce. I'm like, what's in that? I don't know. It tastes really, really rich. And so if this was me a couple of years ago and I was still trying to trim down, maybe I'd be a little bit more cautious with that stuff. But I'm in maintenance mode, chilled. Good morning. What are we doing for breakfast then, since I've been out here? Well, doesn't matter where I am in the world. We're on the oatmeal train, right? It's a fantastic way for me to start the day. So I've got 3/4 a cup of rolled oats here with a little bit of brown sugar. Typically I'd do more than 3/4 a cup of oats, but I've got all of this papaya here. Ideally, I'd have a few seeds on this, but I'm just getting myself situated here. I haven't fully stocked the kitchen in my Airbnb yet, so actually a little mission later is to go and grab some seeds to throw on this. This is a very carby meal, and that is by design actually, because, and often my breakfasts are incredibly carby because I usually do workouts in the morning. So the 3 times a week that I go to the gym, they tend to be in the morning time. And today I'm actually not going to the gym, it's a rest day for me, but I am out going exploring. Either, I haven't decided, Wat Arun, one of the temples here, one of the larger temples here, or I'm gonna go to the Grand Palace. So I'm not sure yet, but I'll take you with me. I'll show you a bit of it anyway. But bottom line, I want a carby meal. I want to fuel that stuff. A couple of client calls this morning as well. So I need to be on point. I want to fuel that stuff. And we've got the delicious papaya. And can I say this papaya, I think was about 55 baht, which is just over £1. So it's like maybe at most 1.5, maybe 1.3 USDs. This at home in a supermarket would be £3 for Waitrose. This is a papaya is going to be £4 Waitrose. Maybe a farmer's shop, a sort of a local fruit and veg stall, maybe this would be more like $2.50. But yeah, that's crazy cheap still. Regardless, that's crazy cheap. And let's do a little taste test for you. Let's see how this papaya is. I've had papaya a few times here, love it, and I very rarely have it at home. It's usually garbage, frankly, at home. But let's do a bit of a taste test for you now. Come on then. A lot of people like to peel out the middle. I don't think it's intolerable. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. It's not the best one I've had here, but still, yeah, the average fruit here just tastes so much better. I mean, you still have, like, there's still a ratio of fruit, no matter where you are in the world, that's hit or miss, right? That isn't sweet or it isn't quite ripe yet. But just the baseline average is so much better here, as you would expect, than at home. So anyway, I'm gonna chow this and we'll see what we get up to. So we're at the Grand Palace, home to the Thai royal government since the 18th century. I don't think they actually reside here now, it's more ceremonial. But just walking in here, it's absolutely stunning. Some beautiful buildings and temples. It's actually also home to one of Thailand's most well-known religious icons, the Emerald Buddha. So yeah, we'll check it out, but stunning so far. So I couldn't show you the Buddha, the Emerald Buddha earlier, you're not allowed to film in there. What I could show you though, was those delicious, and they were delicious, easily the tastiest meal I've had being here, the zucchini waffles. Zucchini waffles with all the trimmings, a delicious avocado and pesto mash. What else? Some tempeh. There was some sweet potato fries there, but I didn't have those because it was too much. Even for me and my big old appetite, that was too much food. It was unnecessary. It would have been really calorific in the end. So I left the sweet potato fries, enjoyed everything else. Bit of watermelon there, nice, refreshing. Yeah, easily the best meal I've had here. And that was from Mango Restaurant. That's near Koh San Road, the infamous Koh San Road. That's the area in which a lot of, certainly the Western tourists stay. I'm well away from that, rightly or wrongly, but definitely rightly. I'm well away from that, not really my scene, to be honest. But it's very near the Grand Palace, so it's perfect this morning. Lighting's super rough in here. George would be furious. George would hate it, but just getting a quick leg workout in. Not really able to show you too much of it because of the lighting, but I just want to show you the views here. Incredible. Hold on. Look at this. Not bad, eh? Right, it's 9:30 p.m, just back from watching the Leeds game. That's my football team, none of you will care. I've actually got no grub. I've got no scram, I've got nothing, let me show you, at all in my fridge. Actually, that's not strictly true. I've got some tempeh defrosting here for tomorrow. So I'm gonna show you what I do in situations like this when I'm on the road. I'm actually gonna order food because it's so damn affordable here and you can do it pretty healthily. So I'll show you what I get when it arrives. All right, the food has arrived. Let me show you what I'm working with. First up, we've got these lovely, fresh summer rolls. And these are a fat loss hack because there's a whole bunch of veggies in there wrapped in a little bit of rice paper, which is incredibly low calorie. It's incredibly thin bit of rice paper. So these are an incredible fat loss hack. I really recommend stuff like this when you're traveling or when you're on the go, if you're looking to trim down right now. Big distinction between these and those heavily deep fried spring rolls, right, which are going to be a lot more calorific. Now, where people often go wrong with things like this, though, are the dressings that they come with. So you can see here, I've got this peanut satay sauce, which actually might be for my main as well, which I'll show you in a second. But then also what seems to be, I haven't cracked it open yet, quite an oily sort of sweet chili looking dressing. Now, I could use these, I'm in maintenance mode, but instead of that, let's keep it a little cleaner. I'm just throwing on some low sodium soy sauce. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And then for the main event, and I gotta admit, I feel slightly shortchanged here because I've had this meal in their restaurant and I got a lot more tofu. But it's a little tofu salad here. And what I'm gonna do, just tofu, a bunch of veggie, I can't really show you, but a bunch of veggies underneath. Let me actually give you the real-time lime juice on there. Can you see that? Let's get that on there. Lovely. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna use a little bit of this peanut satay sauce, but I'm only gonna use about half of it. And again, this is a similar hack to what I shared with you a couple of days ago when we went to Mango and I didn't remember I said I didn't eat the sweet potato fries. The rule here being, or the moral of the story here being, you don't need to finish everything, guys. You know, when you get a plate of food in a restaurant, you don't need to finish everything, and that is a hack in itself to make sure that you're not tipping over into weight gain or consuming lots of unhealthy things in one go. Because you're eating out anyway, so you might already be taking a few liberties, which is fine. You don't have to be perfect to get amazing results, but you've got to have some kind of boundary somewhere, I always think. So I'm only going to use about half, maybe even a third of this satay sauce. If there's any other dressing I need on this, I've already squeezed on a bit of lime juice, but I've got a basic vinegar over there, so I can just knock up a quick vinaigrette if I need to and polish off the rest. But I think this will suffice. This will be absolutely fine. This is more than enough. Okay, so I'm gonna chill out now, enjoy this, see you soon. And let me just show you this salad now. I've actually decanted the whole thing into a bowl. I don't feel shortchanged anymore because yes, the tofu is sparse, but I don't know if you've got scale or context for how large this bowl is versus my big old head. But that's a lot of fresh veggies in there, so yeah, not feeling shortchanged at all, that's brilliant. And as promised, I've put on, you can see there, about half of the peanut satay sauce, and then I've just thrown on a little bit of soy sauce as well. Guys, the malls over here are crazy. I'm in one of the comparatively much smaller ones now, believe it or not. But we're about to head over to Central World, which is, I'm asking for trouble because it's a Sunday, it's the weekend, so it's gonna be chaos. Watermelon so cheap here. This was 35 baht, which is, that's less than $1. Be about 3 times the price at home, and it's good as well. Right, folks, it is Sunday lunchtime. The last time you saw me eat here was last night, actually, the food we ordered in. So what have I got here? Knocked up my little stir fry. What's in my concoction though? You'll maybe be able to just about make this out, but some white rice there below. I've got about a cup's worth of cooked white rice. Got some firm tofu here. These mini corn on the cob. So we've got some asparagus, some asparagus, some sugar snap peas, and some pak choy. I think that's it. Oh, and some of these lovely mushrooms. They've got so many varieties of mushrooms here. But I think I've already found my little favies, my little favorites. Seasoning-wise, 0 herbs and spices, would you believe? Because the Airbnb, I've got paprika, a couple of other things, but the Airbnb is lacking. I haven't stocked the kitchen out yet, as I was mentioning to you guys a few days ago. So just what you saw me throw on there. Soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce, sweet chili sauce. That's it. So let's give it a little taste test. Let's see if that's enough. I'm sure it will be. I've already done this meal here. And then I want to give you, see if I can find some on cue, I want to give you my verdict, because I'm always asked about this, on white rice. So let's try and get a good forkful here. Get some shroom on here too if we can. What a mess this is, but it's simple cooking. This is what we like. Bit of shroom. Fine, you know, it needs a little bit more soy sauce, so I'll sort that out in a second, but that's fine. That's good enough for me. Pretty simple, not rocket science. So yeah, really good stuff. White rice then.
Am I okay with white rice? Well, clearly, because I'm eating it, right? So the argument that brown rice is superior is based on brown rice's fibre content, higher fibre content. For me, that doesn't make brown rice superior enough to make white rice bad or unhealthy. I think the argument is there that brown rice is therefore healthier because you don't have all of the grain, or excuse me, several sections of the grain removed. But does that make white rice, beyond being slightly inferior, does that make white rice bad for you? Absolutely not. It can still be part of a very healthy and weight-friendly diet. So yeah, and it's great fuel, wonderful fuel, one of my preferred carb sources. Interestingly, it's also actually got a lower, contrary to popular belief, a lower caloric density than brown rice. So that's really interesting, despite the lower fiber content. Anyway, bon appetit to me. See you soon.
I'm not really an acai person, but I saw this. I've done 20 million thousand steps today, and it's hot. It's hot here, so this looks pretty good, pretty refreshing. We'll do the taste test. I couldn't feel myself sticking it in my mush one-handed, but we had a bit of kiwi on there, a bit of the acai, a bit of the mango. It's actually outstanding. It's actually so good. This might single-handedly have converted me on the acai bowls. That's really good. Okie doke, we're going to wrap up the old vloggy here. I hope you enjoyed this, and I just want to finish talking about how I've been able to come out here over the last 3 weeks, eat out once a day, eat not perfectly as you guys have seen, but still not gain visually, I believe, visibly, an ounce of body fat. I'm going to have to do a physique check at some point, but I've been posting on Instagram and whatnot how I'm looking, and I actually believe that I'm leaner than when I left the UK 3 weeks ago. So despite my diet not being perfect, like, how has this worked? Well, this is my whole slim and sustain shtick, right? This is my whole philosophy. I didn't want a system for eating that was on rocky ground, and as soon as I went away, or as soon as there was something thrown into my routine at home, all hell breaks loose and I go back to the uncontrolled beast that I used to be with food years ago, right? I wanted something solid, something that allowed me to actually bend the rules without breaking them, without totally derailing myself. And I'm really happy. I think this trip, again, I've had trips like this in the past, but this trip again is testament to me. It's proof in my mind that my system actually works for me. It fits my lifestyle, and I can actually bend the rules, as I say, without totally derailing myself here. So the little hacks that have been really useful to me here, I've been averaging about, for the last week at least, 13 to maybe 14,000 steps per day, ranging between like 8,000 and 9,000 steps on the low days, which is pretty high for me actually compared to my life back in the UK, and then upwards to maybe 20, 22,000 steps. And that has offset that calorie burn, that additional calorie burn beyond my activity level at home, has allowed me to take care of maybe some of the calories consumed by those more indulgent choices when I'm eating out. So that's step number one. Hack number two has definitely been the delicious low-calorie fruits that I've been enjoying here, filling myself up on sweet foods that really hit the spot for me, really satisfy me, stop me going grabbing ice cream and pancakes and all the sweet treats. Bangkok's got some incredible Thai and very sort of global foods here, and that has held me, like the delicious fruit here, I've hardly had any hankerings for the sweet junk foods that I used to love in the past, so that's been crucial. The one meal out per day, another reason why I've been able to get away with quote unquote that is because my other 2 meals every day, or 3 meals, I usually do about 4 meals a day, have been home cooked meals, and I've shown you in this vlog several of those as well, and I'll keep them coming. So there's been still some element of control. Just because I'm away, I'm not automatically in vacation mode, holiday mode, and that means I'm eating what I want. I've changed those old narratives and stories and food associations from the past. So part of this is just coming in with a sort of an organized, well-planned mindset, getting myself an Airbnb rather than staying in a hotel, and making the effort to do at least 2-3 meals per day that are home cooked. And that's it. That's how I've been able to come out here, I think, and get visibly leaner. So hopefully this gives you some ideas
about what you could implement into your game plan yourself. If you do want my help, as always, go to veganslimandsustain.com. I'll put the link down below if you want to learn my whole process. If you want me to help mentor you through the whole slim and sustain philosophy, I'd be very happy to help you do that. Just fill out the form at veganslimandsustain.com. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Give me your feedback. Shall I do more of these? I think I'm gonna.